Di ahihye so ma munyi na chema makwaba UTV so nie ene eye memene da na edu memene da na pa no wotwe kose ya na wawani tua dada eye critical issue ne de brɛ no hwe aba pon sema aduasa miensa ne ya ka chiri kakra mo fa nche mfidi no ho adwuma na ayeye enti ne ye hye no ensema hu ye sie to bi di ho komo no abegyafo betena sam ye tumi aka ho asɛm pa omanga na ne kan kɔde ne puntu nti ɛna ye dwen critical issues some of the issues are extremely critical ɛnti no atwene bia ɛne so asa and to say yes, you know, and somehow who are critical, and say near critical minds, I drink you know critically, near to be taking critical decisions, you know, I know, and another pay Yatinasia a day, a Bremofi Sabria Copim say, a bebo, Duba, Combidi, a day, a Kwabena, and the production team, no, I ready. Na enya sem kuma kro fie san se ene nkoma ebedie no afọ mense kasa be dachi ne tutu ye ho finance minister de kan kasa mampeni so akasa eno achi mampeni be de achi so abekasa wo mu nyina asaba mo kan ye no ekokowie mampeni be de achi dia wo kan no ene ne nansan ya no ye bebisa se aso etisi so aso dia obi aka ye de toto ho a is that the reality on the grounds and then so come ne be dipa and then you may cause our memu, they ma bo saying a cosro. You can't inflation at the same. You can't debt to GDP at the same. Amount for citrons as citranca at the same. Before COVID net saying, during COVID net saying, COVID corner we net saying. Yes, Russia and Ukraine sub account, and Tinin and the carrying in a boomer at the same. Bisiano do send Obiaje, Busiano Jeden or the year, percentage net saying, Yakikaning in a bomuvia. Na fie bi se ho se so o my Ghana ye kɔ anase ye ba ana igina faako eno tina ɛho abehia se ene ye di san komo na ene ebrasodwafo ne me no obidi komo na no pesa se wo mo ɛna ɛhyɛ mra wo mo na budget ahodo ne hu nsam nyina no ɛna mo manim ɛde ti de on bɛka no ne yeso yetie ne ye bisa bi ne atoato adwene ne akɔ akoyanim o my Ghana ne kanko ɛne ne punturu ntiri na ɛna no pɛyi ye da se da ba ma special ice nsuo enso kurija mansa nyina agya to mu se ɛyɛ papa manomo a abribi obebi sase na mo de mo nyare da no because the egu yemu no eye papa life is water is life and so benum nso amesre wa special ice nso na meka fo de ama o baby enso ne ekotu free ye any processes afa mu nyina no just so hygienic say obi obenum bi de ho dance say eye papa there what to emu no and there was sachet mu no ni nyina pese de ka na pure water no ya so ni nyina so pepepe na nyo bia na betumi atoto mu de no eno tie de bia gu sachet mu a obi bia so betumi nya bia no enti de wo we mu no eno a ena wo sachet mu no nti sa wo no musuo wo traffic mu na se skomodo na opensuo no mu a special ice sachet water no ana se to mu de no eno na no bebi biara ena ofie bebi wo ho special drink no so wo ho flavors ni makomako nsia ade nson obi ebenya na so ne de isi fridge mu a meme pepa enti ana no pe special for ma munyina ache Mr. Danso Adam na fe Sandra oye na asie yie ne ma munyina ache special sajuma efo nyina ma munyina ache enti special drinks no mesrewa eno so me ntina fie this way chocolate drink and the coffee drink hey Adams me te won ka che mo ho ye de a yeso ye ho ye na me ka ho asem yi no this way go do bakoma nan your this way chocolate drink the coffee drink and then hot tea no ko ba mu no and then say this way 1 2 3 and then this way yellow sisi e de say so wonu bi a kosohwe obehu pa nit fufuo and na fe nit abekwan nit fufuo de me say eno na magia boso tintibu no me to nkwanta ya pai simanum na mfufuo yi twan me na me say no best point service salons e bo mama fo sika sama tumi agina entina se e mo sika sama nkofo wo bra betumi akọ ba bia sika sam no ya no pam san ya ye obi a hyehyɛ ne kakra obi a ene ne so de nti kwa hosa betumi aka de na bo mo sika sam so tumi agina eno achi former transfer eboa am ya tumi akọ atia malaria ye ka malaria yare a ekunipa wo wiase che ba bia Ghana ha malaria ekunipa che bibia enti former transfer for tenase din eye research akọ akire ehunu se eso mo de aduro bi ba betumi aboa ma yatumi asore tia malaria ena wo mo de limit trust ba na limit trust no malaria ku nkwada company enti wo mo ye nkwada de no mo ye mpanyifo de na limit trust where suspension limited suspension no ano ye nkwada de ye nsuo na ye de strawberry and banana flavor afranse na be yakwada no obetumi anom ne ntem no se nkwada mpa de anwono nti no wonya eto nanum agona no wanom enti maybe mpa ofie damesrew bebi ntina fia bribi akwada no dodo kakra be malaria limited suspension na de ma no wawie na bra nkwada na enum ano no na mpagifo so ye no limited sport eno eye press tetene ka no ye se press eno nie eno so boa pa mpagifo ma yetumi kutia malaria na fe nsonson ensonson se wo mo doso pa babubo register no na se bi wo yemu awahu ensonson no ebi ni wodin nie ye wo tape worm ye wo hook worm ye wo thread worm ye wo pin worm ye wo round worm na fe ye wo shape worm wa tie din ensonson e wo sa din na se guye funu mu a enkoyie oba na to ape wa kasa obofunu ntumi ni di be pa chew ensonson dura we are seeing number 1 aye transfer 400 and also limit transfer and as a former transfer me say na ediaba enti me say wa maybe empa ofie abusu anchenfa enu amaka wasa bopa bi atu a obetuma ye former transfer 0561 088 663 0561 088 663 and afi 0561 088 666 pharmacy shop drugstore bi akwa won sabe tumi akabi enti na no pay se medical kan no enkomo ebedie no ebefa mampani abede akiri ne encounter with 10 for so na okashire Ghana fo nyina na sam ne bedi ho enkomo afa no achi so no bis test commissary mo fanche me test confo na womno mo sa enhyemu no na so kan Ghana fo nyina etie eno achi private schools so esu se wo hwe BC in social nkoda ye a remember can be mramu bio esan se akame so omo market exams no to suit government schools no private schools no so nkoda no bo omo modern no ma ye na nkoda no so aye bribi oho bi eno achi kura so no akame se aban ama 30% nkoda na ye be form senior high schools no wo ma mo 30% dada 70% na aka no so no aban ene private schools no assign compete for that 70% na aka no nti said omoka no the education sector is not being fair to private schools so sanity e be hwe na yetumi de hu komo pa ene anopai na mo na asemi na mpesa be ka kire wo hwe obakufo didi a asomdwe mafie da se bakufo edidi a asomdwe mafie ye nipa nan de wo fie ana sika na bedi mi ho ana me didi ana pe numumpo ana mienu edidi miensa nya aduane ni asomdwe ntina fie ho da esan se komode wo mo aka no eti se fa ne se sika ne ba woje kakra ye che ne kakra bo mu a obi abegya ne so ne de ama ne ho atuma henhan no si ye ne se betumi aboa amade soa no nkoyo bakofo pade soa obakofo enye yie ema ni pampim bebre eni hia da bi se kuku contract ade mo bakofo peso nya wono nko ano beye empim bebre beka wo munya bi nye aso me se de 10 million contract amobi nipa bakope sa 10 million contract ye de mo nipa bakope no aso anke etumi nchem ama nipa du enyanye se nipa du no bia 1 million sa nipa du no ono nase no nipa ba aduonu na ba fa omo so omo ne omo nya adwuma enti se obia fa nipa aduonu a dunu ayahe enye nipa ha no 200 se nipa 200 no so no wo mo so obi bia kwa nipa be ya miensa ye kasa nipa 200 no bom wo mo miensa no bom a ebe ka na nye 600 ye be ka bom a na nye 800 no sa miensa bi se na wo so no ebe no bia so kura bako bi obabi enti ebe wi ase no na nipa baburu 1 million and as a $10 million dollars contract no obi atumi nya bi na oye na so nipa baako a se nipa baako pe no ye fa se nipa 20 na wana se a 20 no ebe fa nipa 20 bi aka ho ebe wi ase nipa be 400 ebi ebe agbroso 400 pe nipa 600 ni akire no ohi aka wo mo enti sanke tumi cha ne pepe obi ansa betumi aka bi Mo be na nwene ho ne yehwe se ye ne se nye yi ana. Se etumi pore sika no kakra de ye bibia ebetumi aboa. Na nansan a wiase amansan empedifo kokohia e Glasgow. Edi nkomo edi fa wiem se da wiem sakra yi a ahokyereba. Na mama bi kasa odwumade na se. Okanyansasam. Amampedifo osada ne nyina tina si din omampani eye Boris Johnson. UK Prime Minister, otumu say that someone actor so. America man penny Joe Biden. And every penny for when nara. Otumu say mamena someone no kano. Na aba wom nyansa e wom. Na moma yentie say the mamena se kasa ye. Na utie wie a ye twen ho aba. Yentie mamena sa.
Do some leaders in this world believe that they can survive and thrive on their own? Have they not learned from the pandemic? Can there be peace and prosperity if 1/3 of the world literally prospers and the other 2/3 of the world live under siege and face calamitous threats to our well-being? What the world needs now, my friends, is that which is within the ambit of less than 200 persons who are willing and prepared to lead. Leaders must not fail those who elect them to lead. And I say to you, there is a sword that can cut down this Gordian knot, and it has been wielded before. The central banks of the wealthiest countries engaged in $25 trillion of quantitative easing in the last 13 years. 25 trillion. Of that, 9 trillion was in the last 18 months to fight the pandemic. Had we used that 25 trillion to purchase bonds, to finance the energy transition, or the transition of how we eat, or how we move ourselves in transport, we would now today be reaching that 1.5 degrees limit that is so vital to us. I say to you today in Glasgow that an annual increase in the SDRs of $500 billion a year for 20 years, put in a trust to finance the transition, is the real gap, Secretary General, that we need to close, not the 50 billion being proposed for adaptation. And if 500 billion sounds big to you, guess what? It is just 2% of the 25 trillion. This is the sword we need to wield. Our excitement 1 hour into this event is far less than it was 6 months ago leading up to this event. Can we, with those voices and these speeches from Sir David and others, find it within ourselves to get the resolve to bring Glasgow back on track? Or do we leave today believing that it was a failure before it starts? Our world, my friends, stands at a fork in the road. One no less significant than when the United Nations was formed in 1945. But then, the majority of our countries here did not exist. We exist now. The difference is we want to exist 100 years from now. And if our existence is to mean anything, then we must act in the interests of all of our people who are dependent on us. And if we don't, we will allow the path of greed and selfishness to sow the seeds of our common destruction. The leaders of today, not 2030, not 2050, must make this choice. It is in our hands, and our people and our planet need it more than ever. We can work with who is ready to go, because the train is ready to leave. And those who are not yet ready, we need to continue to ring circle and to remind them that their people, not our people, but their citizens, need them to get on board as soon as possible. Code red to the G7 countries. Code red to the G20. Earth to COP, that's what it said. Earth to COP. For those who have eyes to see, For those who have ears to listen, and for those who have a heart to feel, 1.5 is what we need to survive. 2 degrees, yes, SG, is a death sentence for the people of Antigua and Barbuda, for the people of the Maldives, for the people of Dominica and Fiji, for the people of Kenya and Mozambique, and yes, for the people of Samoa and Barbados. We do not want that dreaded death sentence. And we've come here today to say, try harder, because our people, the climate army, the world, the planet, needs our actions now, not next year, not in the next decade. Thank you.